If your city is being infested by really crazy ants that feast on humans, what are you going to do? And how can we eradicate these monsters? Well, today we will be talking about one of the strongest characters in the Hunter x Hunter series, the Chimera Ant King Meruem, and how we can defeat him. Although we know the series has ended and Meruem was killed by the radiation from poison released by netero, he was never defeated in hand-to-hand combat. So, are there other characters that could stand up against the Chimera King? And what are their chances? This and more we will talk about in this video. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you press the like button after the video. So, let's get to it. The Chimera Ant arc was one of the longest in the series, with Meruem as its primary antagonist. Meruem's birth led to the death of the queen as he was born prematurely and torn his way out. Meruem was the perfect offspring the queen wanted, with his insane durability and excellent perception. This guy was only a few weeks old, but had become a terror. He ate some of his subordinates just after he was born. Well, the king needed to feed, and those guys were just standing there. So, if I am to take reference from Naruto, I had to say killing him is an A-ranked mission. His royal guards are also strong, which makes killing this character all too difficult. So no, the price is going up. This is an S-ranked mission. But our only hope, Netero, had just died who can kill him. So is there anyone out there who could deal with this menace for good? Well, I may have a few in mind. One thing we can do is to employ the service of the former Phantom Troop leader, Chrollo, the Nan Thief. This guy can steal Nan, so we may just have a chance. His fight with Hisoka at Heaven's Arena gives us hope. After, Hisoka and Chrollo agreed to fight to the death. Chrollo pulls out his book of Nan he wanted to use with Hisoka, preparing his card. He reveals a small black antenna in his left hand, which he placed in the back of a judge for the fight. He then shows Hisoka a small phone, before revealing another antenna. Then, he uses Shalnark's Nen ability, the Black Voice, and it can control and send the judge to attack Hisoka. Chrollo also used about 3 other techniques. The sun and the moon, which can make a person explode if they are touched with both hands. Double Face, which allowed him to maintain the power from a bookmark page, and another ability, which allowed him to switch faces to defeat Hisoka. Well, one thing's for sure, the fight was not a beauty to see, as it left the spectators terrified. Hisoka was a strong opponent, and you can say he could count himself an unlucky or a lucky man since he did get what he wanted to fight Chrollo, as he held the record for the greatest number of Nan combinations Chrollo has used. But to defeat Meruem, the Nen Thief will need more than those combinations. But the fact that he plans attacks is probably why we need him on our side. But Chimera King cannot be taken lightly, as his supernatural foresight allows him to predict an enemy's move with precision, and being the master strategist he is, he might be able to counter these moves. But then Chrollo can just steal his Nen. But again, this guy just has a strong overflowing life force, so taking a little might not do much. But it may allow us to get the important ones and at least close the gap a little on him. Also, this fight shows us Hisoka's intelligence after predicting he would lose the battle. He is always left out in the discussion of who might stand a better chance against Meruem, but I think he might not be a bad bet. He was able to revive himself with the bungee gum he had placed in his heart. He was also able to use it in different ways during the fight, and is the master of his techniques in his own right. So he might just be able to survive attacks from Meruem. And combined with his tricks and somewhat more battle experience, he might be able to face the king. With the death of netero, we have put that certain poisons kill these ants slowly but surely, and also we know that he has an interest in his human friend, Komugi. We can use these two options to our advantage. One, we could just kidnap the love of his short life. Oh God, that made me sound bad. But what do you expect? We're in survival mode here against this guy. We are taking chances. Then we tell him, if you don't leave us alone, we will kill her. But this option might just be too risky for everybody, as this might just cause him to go on a killing spree, and we don't want that. So the second option might be better, I think. So what is our second option? Our second option might be to explain to Komugi just how much of a threat he is, and ask if she can help us do the job of poisoning him. But given as the girl is blind, this might be a suicide mission. Or we could just kidnap her and then explain to Meruem that she would be fine and we only want to talk to him. Then give him a location for our meeting, then set traps that activate the poison immediately upon entering. This might also work, but Meruem's perception might just be a spoiler. One person we might also want to turn to in our battle with this monster would be the wish-granting Nanika. Aruka Zorudik is the younger sister of Kirura, who is possessed by a dark continent creature called Nanika. She once asked her maid to carry her as well as do 2 other wishes, which she did. After that, her eyes and mouth turn black, which happens when you grant her a wish. Now that's just some Annabelle doll from the horror movie. But thanks to her brother, she can change back. So we might just be in luck. But getting a wish of this magnitude may come at a great price, as we can see when she grants the request of Yasua. Yasua made a wish to be rich, which she granted, raining down banknotes. This made her next request much harder to grant and humanly unthinkable. She requested for the maid's liver, duodenum, spine, and brain, which she did not grant. Why should she? She still needed them. But this led to the death of 67 other persons, including the maid. This just meant the consequence of declining these wishes was increased. So what is she going to ask us to give her if she defeats Meruem? Our hearts? Our kidneys? Or maybe the horn of a unicorn? Who knows? But we will settle that after she is done with the beast in front of us. But doing this might not be that easy. It is just like how a fight against Light in Naruto might just not be fair, or as simple as Light just writing Naruto's name. This might just be a good matchup, but it would have its technicalities. You can leave a comment below and tell me how you think this fight can go. Okay. So we could convince Nanika to make 4 wishes from Meruem, which we are sure he would not grant, or someone, not me. I still love my kidney and spine. Maybe Kirua, her beloved brother, can make his wish and tell him to kill her? But both these options may face the same problem, as Meruem may be able to resist the crushing force she uses to kill. But whatever it is, we cannot know until we try it. So Nanika may just be our best bet against Meruem. Now, another group of people who might just be giving us a fighting chance against the Chimera Ant King is his royal guards. But seeing as they were genetically programmed to help him, we might have a slim chance. But let us assume in an instance where they can betray their master. Would they stand against the Chimera King? Well, I think yes. Maybe. Netero even said once that one of his royal guards, Neferu Pito, could even be much stronger than him, although he was able to injure him in their entrance to the palace. Like Meruem, his guards have an abundance of aura and their abilities could come in handy in the fight. If they can combine to attack Meruem, a very big if, then they might just be able to face the tyrant head on. Yopi's rage incarnate combined with his devastating strength could allow us to inflict damage on the Chimera King, while Poof's Beelzebub and Pito's Terpsichora would be a good addition. But given their destiny is to protect the king, these 3 might just begin grappling at his feet in the battleground, meaning we are doomed, and Meruem will easily come out victorious. One option that is certainly not to fail us is the series protagonist Gonfalric's adult form. What we saw in the series was terrifying. We know that Gon decided to become a hunter because of his father and has gone through several stages in the series to become stronger, from taking the hunter's exam to his time at the Heavens Arena where he learned how to use Nen, but the adult Gon might just be the strongest form and be a trump card to defeat Meruem. Kurapika gives us a clear picture of what a specific ability targeted against a specific group of people, who in her case were the members of the Phantom Troop, could be nearly unbeatable against them, as we see in the York New City arc. This was why Kurapika was able to easily handle Uvogin. With Gon's adult form, he can amplify his physical strength and become more durable. And aura ability. Gon was able to tap into his form by sacrificing his Nen and accepting a fate worse than death. This was the concept of pushing a Nen vow and restriction to the extreme. This state is to kill one person. Hopefully we can try it on the Ant King. Against Neferupito, even though he lost an arm, he was able to beat it with tremendous strength, which is surprising as Pito is said to be extremely durable, second only to Meruem himself. At this level, Gon is said to be at the same power and durability level as Meruem. Though attaining his adult form comes with consequences, we can think of consequences after we have been able to kill this monster, before he wipes us all out. Well, against a guy like Meruem, someone swift might just work. And if we need someone swift enough, who has more stealth than the Zorudik family? Silva and Zeno Zorudik's skills might just be cut out for this job. Also, Silva has some level of durability and sheer strength, like we've seen when he was able to squash Chitu with one blow. Zeno's dragon dive caused a myriad of aura shards to rain down on the palace, causing havoc while also causing severe injury to Komugi. Silva was also able to kill an unknown Phantom Troop member and fought Crollo without sustaining much damage. So we could work with this. As Zeno is probably distracting Meruem with his dragon dive, hopefully he can inflict damage or two, while still combining his dragon head and dragon lance to attack remotely, as we've seen in his fight against Crollo. In this period, Silva must keep him preoccupied, so Meruem does not land a punch on the old man. Silva can use his stealth to launch an attack of his own, but with his perception, maybe the assassins might need to find a way to be more elusive and combined well against him. Though this may be a risky move, what do? We're running out of options, so we need to try everything we've got. One person we might have heard very little about is Zeno's grandfather, Maha Zorudik. He is said to be stronger than Netero and Zeno, so it would make us wonder what he could have done in his prime, and we would badly hope that his abilities have not reduced with age. If not, we might be doomed against this human-hungry Chimera King. He made his cameo in this series and helped his great-grandkids Karuto and Urumi assassinate the 10 Dons after being hired by the Crollo. According to Zeno, in his youth, Netero considered him the strongest Nen user in the world. He also mentioned how Netero was the only one to live to tell the tale after challenging him, as both were the same age. So for the strongest guy around now, just before he died, to consider him the strongest then and was lucky to survive him, then Maha could be very strong and maybe be able to match Meruem. But again, like I said, maybe his strength might have waned. Then we are doomed. Oh, Maha, where art thy strength when we need it? Okay, so do you think this guy could take on Meruem? Let me know what you think. You can leave your comments in the comments section. I think Gon's father Jing might be another character who can stand Meruem, although he has shown himself to be a selfish son of a biscuit. I am quite sure he would not sit back when the human race is threatened. We don't know the extent of his power, but we can hope back his double star ranking. While his fight with Leorio and other Zodiac members is not certain to put our heart at rest, his glowing remarks and how high the series rate him just gives us hope The debate continues whether any of these guys can stand a chance against undoubtedly the strongest character in the series, but with him dead, I guess we will never know. Well, you can leave a comment on what you think about our list, and also suggest how else you think we can defeat Meruem. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. You can check out our other videos to see how to defeat other anime characters. Thanks for watching!